Good morning, it's Coffee with Melody yesterday. Central Missouri. Thought we'd try something a little exciting this morning, like have coffee together. Would that work? You could do a screencast back to me, you know? It'd work. Here's just the remnants of last night when I did the tower search on Davis City, Iowa. None within 50 miles, which brings me back to uh, her coming to Central Missouri in a town where there were 144 towers and antennas. Plus, that's part of what the lawsuit of their pastor, Scott Smith, up there was refusing to wear an offender tracker bracelet for was the electromagnetic, uh, but he based it on religion. Okay? I think maybe God likes us to have electricity so we can see to read his Bible without burning the house down by candlelight and that kind of thing, right? I mean, there's an upside there. But he didn't want to wear his for that reason. Maybe if he would base it on scientific research that it causes problems, he would maybe have gotten a little farther. And he couldn't go back to the commune to live until he didn't have that on. So, guess maybe he's not a member anymore unless he found a way. Or it could be over with too, for all that matter. But then, let's see, is this the one here? Oh, this one here. I have to reload. No, there it is. Maine woman lied about gang rape. This is happening more and more and more. This one happens to be from 2013, back in May. See down here at the bottom of my screen. Oh, I could have done that. I see this a lot. There's a whole little write-up about it. If you push the about button. I don't guess I'll play any of this. Maybe I will. Let's see.
I want the victims to know that we take that crime very seriously.
Advocates for victims of sexual assault say that's a message they hope victims understand. Cindy Amato of Sexual Assault Response Services says well-publicized false reports of rape can have a chilling effect on real victims of crime who often fear that they won't be believed.
It is frustrating. It's frustrating to have to talk about false reports when 1 in 5 Mainers report that they've been a victim of sexual assault in their lifetime. 1 in 5 people, that's an epidemic level, and we're talking about one person who made a false report.
One person who has now been charged with the crime herself. In Portland, Caroline Cornish, News Center.
Now, if you know someone who is a victim of sexual assault, there is confidential help available. You can call the...
So she said an epidemic level. Is that an epidemic level? Maybe that wasn't her exact phrasing, but you get what I mean. You heard her say it. Epidemic in our country. And they said 1 in 5 Maine women had been raped or report rape. So the epidemic of it is lies are a virus and they get spread like a virus and they take root in something and won't let it go. I've been in the death grips of lies before. I've been lied about. The stepdaughter lying about me is the worst, though. And it doesn't seem that bad. Oh, she was off at her friend's every day. Nice fantasy. I was a housewife. I took care of my family. I took care of my home. And if that's too much for people in this day and age to believe that females still do that, then they need to get some education on it. I don't think they wanted to believe it, which is kind of odd. We'd rather believe you're a socialite, being a social butterfly, flitting around from thing to thing to thing 24/7, you know? So it's kind of insulting in that way as well. Why can't they just believe that I cared entirely for my family? My social butterfly days were over with. And I was content at my home. I was content with my mom coming over at 10:30 in the morning and staying until 3:30 after we worked up until noon, had lunch, and then watched soap operas. I was content with that. It was good enough for me. Why can't it be good enough for them to understand? My husband was even content with that. Him and my mom got along pretty well. My mom had a lot to do after we got that old house with helping me get it a little more cozy with the painting and the cleaning first and then the painting and hanging the wallpaper and stuff like that. Because she always liked to do that kind of thing. It's just one of those busy work things that people sometimes enjoy. And she had a doctor's wife friend that liked to hang wallpaper back then too. She said, I think I know her name, but I won't, I won't name drop. I don't need to. But that was one of the things they enjoyed doing was hang wallpaper. I know that's a bit odd. Tell me about oddities. My whole life has been a big oddity. And another thing I thought of first thing this morning, let me get a sip of coffee, was that just because I'm trying to rationalize with the electromagnetic hallucinations that could have happened with the stepdaughter, doesn't diminish the fact that she tried to kill me 2 times. Once with the 409 that my mom caught her with, and once on the stairs. And luckily, John was there and witnessed that. That was a turning point for him to see that this stuff wasn't in my head. This has been a constant battle for me for a lot of years. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. Well, guess what, people? It's not in my head. I don't feel I can stress this enough. And that's very sad. Very sad. Some people don't have the ability to slip on the shoes of another person mentally or metaphysically and walk that mile in their shoes. They just for some reason can't or won't do it. I have that ability. I can empathize. What else was I going to show you on here this morning? Might have to reload that one. Oh yeah, this is another allegation. This one, slide this over a little more. She slashed her body, hair, and clothing to convince police she was the victim of a serious sexual assault. And it says right down here in this pretty good looking quote, every false allegation of rape or serious sexual assault increases the plight of those women who have been the victim of such a dreadful crime and makes it harder to prove where a crime has really taken place. You know, they're not being very responsible towards their sisters and or brothers. Men get raped too. Don't think men don't get raped. Men get raped. I actually have a note on my Facebook page. I can find it. See how good I am here. No, I think it's called Women Don't Rape. It starts with a quote. Maybe I won't find it. I have a note for a lot of things because if I get enough info going that I'm interested in on one thing, I'll start compiling it that way, but I don't feel like finding it right now. Had this open yesterday. Oh, this was the Dr. Hall video. Not guinea pigs, this book here. I shared that yesterday. We'll just check out some of these. No, that's the Dr. Hall one right there. Dr. John Hall. I guess I thought I was going to watch this one here. Corporation Nation Master 2010, full length. I was kind of looking around shopping this morning. Thermal electric generator, homemade. Now what I did do actually, though, where'd it go? This is in my activity log. Well, I had the thermal electric charger pot. It's a pot you heat on any source that will boil water. And there's a USB port on the side. And you can charge your cell phone or other device. It may not be a very big charge, but at least it would give you enough to maybe dial 911 or get a ride somewhere real quick, or send a text even. And if you've done without, that can be a really great thing. So I put the link up here thinking, well, maybe someone would go for it. And I'm just not finding it right now, I guess. See, here's this one too. False Rape Society. Rape Culture 101, the underlying victim mentality. That is so maddening. When you know someone's just saying something, what do? They need registered. They need a registry just like, there's that power pot.